November 10th, 2018. The location is the Yankee Air Museum in Belleville, Michigan. The time is 2:00 p.m. And today, the person being interviewed is Wanda Rudizki. Wanda was born on November 25th, 1924. Wanda worked at the Murray Body Plant in Detroit, Michigan during World War II. This interview will be conducted by Claire Kitchen-Dahl. The interview will be videotaped by Gary Delisle. Observers present are Joan Delisle and Paulette Aloya. This interview is being conducted on behalf of the Oral History Project at the Yankee Air Museum in Belleville, Michigan. Wanda, thank you for coming to the Yankee Air Museum today to share your memories of working at the Murray Body Plant during the war years. By preserving your story of working on the home front during World War II, our national narrative will be more complete, honest, colorful, and accurate. Primary documentation is vital to any study of that world conflict, and we appreciate your willingness to help fill in the gaps. To begin, would you give us your full name, including your maiden name?
Well, Wanda Catherine Rudizki.
Okay, and what was your maiden name?
That was my maiden name.
Okay, Rudizki is your married name, right?
No, I'm sorry, I got that wrong. Olakowski.
Olakowski. So you were Wanda Catherine Olakowski.
Right.
And then Rudizki is your married name.
Right.
Good.
Thank you.
Now, where were you born?
I guess in Detroit.
Detroit, Michigan?
Yeah.
And you remember your birthday?
Yeah, 11/25/24.
November 25. So that means you're about to have another birthday. And how old will you be?
Well, I can't think fast enough for that.
Okay, I think you're going to be 94 years old.
I think so.
Yeah, so that means you've had a nice long life. Can you remember the name of your father?
Albert.
Albert?
Yeah.
Okay. And what was his occupation?
Well, I think he worked in a fonderie like or something, you know, he worked inside.
He worked inside.
I think he traveled here from out of the country, you know, and they come in and stayed in, got a job with the Ford Motor Company, I believe.
Okay,
And,
so do you know what country he came from?
I couldn't say, you know,
Okay,
I couldn't
but
say for sure, no.
He was an immigrant to this country.
I think he is, yeah.
Okay. Do you remember the name of your mother?
Rose.
Rose. Well, isn't that interesting? Her name is Rose and you are a Rosie. So it was meant to be.
Yeah.
And what kind of a job did Rose have, your mom? What did she do?
Well, she cooked a lot. She was a good cook, and somebody had a wedding planned, when they needed a cook, she'd be willing to help them out.
Good, good. All right. And you have siblings? There were children in the house with you? You had brothers and sisters?
Oh, yes. I have Diane, Dorothy, Marie, Polly, Joe, and Mike.
Okay, those might be the names of your children, but what about brothers and sisters?
I'm sorry. Yes, I have. There's a Viola, and
well, that's good. But what do you remember about Viola? You told me something very interesting about her.
well, yeah, because she was a deaf mute, and so she was actually from even before she graduated from grade school. There was I guess a father that was instrumental in getting a place for them to meet, the riveters, the deaf people, for their deaf meetings. And so they did well, you know, they liked the man, he's very good in getting things organized and so forth. And he was just helpful. like that. And so we kind of stayed with them, of course. And when it was time for us to, get married, and that, why we just kind of left that area, my family, and went on our own. So I don't know. I didn't get to see them that much.
Okay, so brothers and sisters you didn't see too much, but this was a priest or somebody who helped Viola with her learning. And did your family know sign language to communicate with her?
Well, they did a little, but not that much, you know
Okay.
what I mean. She actually, from little on, was gone, so I mean, she was,
Oh, she was in a special school. Okay.
and
Now, where did you grow up? Did you grow up in Detroit where you were born?
in Detroit, yes.
Do you remember your address or what street?
Well, the last address was 4083 28th Street.
Oh, so you were born in Detroit and you raised on 28th Street.
That's right.
Good. Now, what do you remember about your house or your family life when you were growing up on 28th Street?
Well, I think it's the neighborhood was full, and there was a lot of people going to a lot of to different churches around, and we were always grateful for that because we wanted to make it to church.
Good. Do you remember what churches you went to?
Well, the last one we went to that we actually ended up getting married in is Saint Kunigunda.
Okay. All right. Well, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Now, was your neighborhood an immigrant neighborhood? Lots of people from other countries?
I believe there was, mostly Polish.
Mostly Polish.
Yes, but there were, and it was interesting. And they're all nice people. Mm-hmm. They all try to help out.
Did you speak Polish at home?
I didn't speak that much. My mother did a little, but she knew that we didn't go to Polish school,
Okay.
but we did understand. We learned, a little bit from just listening, and we were doing fine together.
You mentioned to me when we talked earlier that your mom boarded out rooms in her house to make extra money.
Oh, right. I think so. I'm not going to be sure of that because I never asked her about that, but I know when I was there were the boarders, 3 or 4 boarders.
3 or 4 boarders.
Yeah, but they were separate. They had their own room,
Mm-hmm.
and so they didn't, I don't even know if my mother had the food for them, and maybe they went out and got their own. I don't remember how that was because I didn't check that out, of course.
So did you live in a big house if you had room for boarders and your family?
Yeah, so well, as far as the boarders, we had that big attic. So I guess I had to put them somewhere. I don't know. I don't know much about that, but yeah, they were all in together. They didn't mind. They didn't mind. Then there was a lower level, the basement, but she had like a little kitchen going there, and she'd do her cooking there rather than the room upstairs, And but she's always been nice enough to have some food for them, too. She was pretty good that way.
Good. Well, it's a good way to make some extra money.
Yeah, well, I think they needed help. I guess I don't know.
Okay, so you lived in Detroit on 28th Street with a large family, brothers and sisters, and a father who was working and a mother who was working and trying to feed all of you and to feed boarders up in the attic. Sounds like a lot of activity.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about your schooling, your education? Where did you go to school?
Well, we went to Newberry to school. It was on 29th Street. We lived on 28th, and on 29th is where the school was. And of course, from there, I went to Western High School.
And did you graduate from high school?
Well, I think I graduated, but I don't. I'm not sure, but I know that I went at least to the 11th grade.
Okay, so you
Maybe
went to
I
high
didn't
school.
finish.
Okay, you didn't finish, but you went to school, and you liked reading. You had told me one other time.
Oh yeah, I like to read. We have well, even now, of course, you don't want the news of today, but we have nice write-up about our family and where they were from, but I can't remember a lot because I didn't, follow that much.
Right.
We just went along with
Didn't
what we
pay
had.
attention to hearing what was going on, that's for sure. Why did you leave school in the 10th or 11th grade? Did you need
Because
to
I
get a
think
job?
we needed some money.
Okay. So what kind of a job did you have as a young girl?
Well, I had, oh gosh, I wish I had more practice on this.
Well,
but
you had mentioned to me a babysitting job with a family who ran a
Right.
bakery.
no,
Oh,
no.
but you babysat?
Well, I was going to school too, so I think I was just more or less around the house, but I mean, but I did stay until I was older, and then I got a job well, I was looking for another job in the Detroit Free Press, and that had the ad of a person is needed at this place, and so I looked it up, and so I found out that what they wanted is somebody that
You mean that?
would
Well,
stay
first,
with it, stay with the family,
right.
and the boarder stayed until they were older.
Okay, so you stayed, you helped a family on the weekend with their babysitting. And then one time you mentioned to me that you worked on Woodward Avenue at Sanders.
Yes, I did.
And what did you do down there?
Well, I guess I just was served the 6 members seats, and they give me six people to take care of, in a certain time, and so I guess we had to just find out what they wanted and give them what they ordered.
And Sanders is pretty famous for hot fudge sundaes, isn't it?
Yes, that's the fellows that were working at the plant. I guess I didn't know much about that area, but they come in for their lunch or dinner or whatever, and I'm sure there was a lot of hot fudge sundaes that were made there.
Well, that's great. Now, you were 17 years old when Pearl Harbor was attacked. Do you remember hearing anything about it or seeing anything in the newspaper?
Not really. I just kind of see all my sisters are older, and I guess they were working or something, and I wasn't always at home sitting talking with them.
Right.
But when we did get together, we enjoyed being on our front porch. We had quite a long porch that we were renting, and we got together, and did a lot of reminiscing and talk.
Good. So you and your sisters used to like sitting on the front porch talking about things.
Yeah, I
Good.
didn't. Well, they liked the usual thing. They liked dancing and things like that.
Right. So did you have a radio in your house? Do you remember having a radio?
I have a radio, but I haven't used it much.
Okay, it was not much.
No.
And how about, did any of your family members join the Army after Pearl Harbor was attacked? Did your brothers join the Army after Pearl Harbor?
No.
No, they were too young? Maybe?
Some of them, yeah.
Okay,
I was older.
all right. Well, now you told us that you worked at Murray Body Plant in 1944 until 1945. Where is that? Was it in Detroit?
Yeah, it's on the east side of Detroit.
Okay, and how did you find that job? How did you?
In the Detroit Free Press. And it says, I looked under help wanted, and this one was, help was needed. So I thought, well, I better look into this one. And so that's how it come out. Somebody did,
So you didn't really know what job you were getting. You just lined up for a job.
just lined up for a job.
And when you got hired, what was your job? What did you do at Murray Body Plant?
Well, we had, they showed us how to rivet and and used a bucking bar, and I had a partner. They took us down this building, this little garage or something, where they had the work, and I guess there were men actually that were more or less taking care of it. I don't know if that was, sure what was going on there, but it's and they needed some men to work, and I don't know. I can't say that if there was a German people or not. You know what I mean? That,
Right. But you were a riveter.
I was a riveter, and that's what they showed me.
And did you know what part of the machine, part of the airplane you riveted?
It was one of the wings.
One of the wings of what airplane? The
B-17.
All right, so you were a riveter on the B-17 wing.
Right.
Good for you. Did they give you special training or just give you a riveting gun?
No, they just showed me how, and that's it.
And that was it?
But they were nice enough to stay with you.
Okay.
Not right next to you, but in that area if I needed help, which I was glad for that.
Of course. And what is a bucker?
Bunker's the one on the other side of the plane wing. Because if I was to rivet, I'd have put the rivet in. At first, I would have to make a hole in there for that rivet to go in.
Okay, the holes were not there already. How did you make your hole?
With a drill.
You drilled first, and then you put a rivet in it?
Right.
And then what is the bucker?
Bunker's on the other side of that wing, and had that real heavy bucking bar, you call it, and they pushed it up against the wing with the lid, right where the.
So they were offering resistance to your rivet.
Yes, I had to work together, and I had to try to get that rivet in, and they tried to, Bucker tries to kind of bring down the.
Right. Now, is it harder to be a riveter than a bucker, or were both jobs equally hard and intense?
I think they're both important. They have to be done right, I guess, otherwise,
Right.
Oh, it had no trouble.
Did you make all your holes first and then rivet, or did you make a hole?
Just one at a time.
One at a time.
Yeah. And of course in the same area, but I mean, we didn't have to go fast. And that was always the men, I guess, who was taking care of us at that time. That was always willing to help, if I needed it.
Good. Were you on a ladder or a scaffold?
No, I was standing.
You were standing on the floor?
Yes.
Because you were working on the wings themselves?
Right.
Okay. Did you have any friends from your neighborhood who went to this plant with you, or did you go alone?
No, I went alone, and of course I had to take a streetcar and a bus.
Oh, that's good, a streetcar and a bus.
On the east side, and then I, Detroit bus, and so it worked out okay. I mean, we got there, and I had no problem getting in.
Were you scared to go take this job?
Oh, yeah, because I don't know what I'm getting into.
Well, of course you didn't know what you were getting into. They didn't even tell you in the newspaper at that point. Were you always with the same bucker?
More or less.
Most of the time.
Same girl.
You were a team, okay. Now, was the factory hot?
No, it didn't seem that way. Maybe it was in June.
Okay.
So it could have been very hot.
Could have been, but windows open, so it wasn't too terrible.
Yeah, with some air, there's always.
How about noisy? Do you feel that it was a noisy place?
I don't think so. When you're working, I'm thinking about that, it didn't stop me from doing it.
Good. Did you feel that riveting was dangerous?
Well, I thought it was important.
It was definitely important.
Yes.
Did you ever hurt yourself or cut yourself or anything like that with your drill and your riveting gun?
No. Mm-mm.
Did you have to wear headgear, any covering for your hair? Like, did you wear a hat?
I think they might have given me a hat or something to wear, but I don't know. I can't remember why anyway, because I was just doing a different kind of job when I wouldn't need to worry about it.
Well, they might have given you some headgear to keep your hair from getting caught in that gun at that point.
Yeah, that could be.
Do you remember if you had to wear safety glasses? Any kind of glassware?
Well, I didn't, you
Okay.
know, and so lucky I didn't have to worry about that, but I can't remember that I had to,
All right.
you know.
And did you have an identification badge?
Oh, yeah.
So when you came to work in the morning, what did you do? You got off the bus, and then what? Did you check in?
Yeah, I just walked in, and of course our job was way down at the far end of that opening,
Okay.
and so we had to walk quite a distance to get in. But before we actually got in, we were checked by someone to see what where I was supposed to go.
Right.
And but I guess it worked out okay. Nobody ever complained about anything, and everything was there for us. So I was glad with that.
Good, good. So the assembly line didn't move. You just stood in one spot
That's
and did
right.
your riveting.
That's right.
And then when you and your bucker finished that portion of the wing, they brought another wing to you?
No, it was just that one wing that we worked on all the time.
Okay.
And then the next day we come in, well, maybe they put another one in.
Oh, another
but,
one the
we
next day.
We never saw that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, and do you feel that you had enough time to do all of your riveting and your work? Or were you rushed? Did you have enough
I don't
time?
think so. I think they'd give us plenty of time. And of course, I didn't want to, I want to make sure I was keeping up with the.
Of course.
No, it was good. It was nice because there wasn't any holdup or problem of any kind. Everybody did their job, and so.
Well, that's important. It's a team effort. Everybody needs to do a little bit of all this job, and then it gets done.
Right.
Did you get your riveting gun when you checked in, or was the gun waiting for you at your station?
Well, I guess it was just, as I say, it was there.
It was there?
Yeah.
Okay. So you didn't have to walk that whole long distance carrying a big, heavy riveting gun?
No, I just walked that distance. I stayed there until it was time to go home.
Do you remember how big your riveting gun was? Because some can be the size of a stapler, some can be the size of a pistol, some could look like a jackhammer. Do you remember how big your riveting
Well, it
gun
wasn't
was?
the smallest one. But
Okay.
It was a little larger, but it was comfortable.
Okay.
It wasn't too heavy or, a problem at all.
All right, so it just fit you perfectly. You were able to do it. Now, what did you wear to work?
Well, I usually wear slacks and a blouse.
Okay,
That's all.
you didn't need to wear overalls?
I didn't.
You didn't.
And I don't think the others had it really.
Did you have an apron? Do you remember
Well,
an apron with
I didn't
pockets?
have it.
You didn't.
But it could have been available.
Okay, but you didn't need to at that point, right?
No.
They didn't make you. How about payment? Did you think you were being paid well for your job?
Well, I think so, because I stayed there long enough until I was going to get married, and then I saved my money, and I had enough money to give my mother for the cook for our wedding.
Well, good for you. So here you are working all day on that rivet line, and you're saving money for your wedding.
Right.
Good for you. Were you paid by cash or by check?
Oh, it was a check.
It was a check. All right. And did you work, which shift? Were you the day or the night shift?
Usually in the morning until till late afternoon.
Okay, so morning or day shift from about 8:30, 8 o'clock to 4? Earlier than 8?
No, I don't think it was any earlier than 8.
Okay.
But
All right. And did they give you breaks during the day for lunch or?
I think you could, but didn't. It wasn't. I don't remember that well.
Okay.
But I imagine they'd have to give us a break.
They'd have
Plus,
to.
I have our lunch.
Right. You brought your lunch from home? Mm-hmm. Do you remember what kinds of lunches you brought?
Well, probably ham or some bologna.
Yep, that's what many of our original Rosies are saying.
Well,
They
we
had
like it.
bologna sandwiches for lunch, and
Yeah. I don't think I was that fussy. I just wanted to have something to eat and
absolutely.
not take up a lot of time.
All right, now what do you remember about your supervisors, the people who were teaching jobs or who were checking up on everybody?
Well, the funny thing is, there were no ladies, all men.
All the men were supervisors.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
and I kind of think, looking at the Free Press, that I'm not too sure, but maybe some of them are from Germany or somewhere. You know,
Well,
some
they might have been immigrants. Yeah.
immigrants.
Okay.
I don't know.
Did they seem to be helpful, cooperative?
Oh, yeah.
They were wonderful?
Yeah, they were.
All right. So you were never in trouble? Nobody gave you any grief on the line?
No, I didn't fight or anything.
Did you make any friends with the other women on the
Yeah,
line?
they were nice. The ladies were, you know, they're to come to work. They're the one of those studious ones. So they're there to work, you know, and they did. And they went in, they did their work, and actually we hardly had the chance to talk to them. And sometimes they left a little bit before I did, so I didn't didn't see them at all.
Okay. So you were all there, you were nice, you got along, but you didn't talk too much. You were too busy.
Well, I guess they wouldn't allow us to. We were there to work.
That's right. That's exactly, you are there to work.
You
Do
know.
you think most of the people you worked with were single, or were they married with children? Did
Mostly single.
Mostly
Yeah,
single.
yeah,
So you
and
didn't hear people talking about child care problems or
Not that much.
restrictions?
We didn't have too much time to talk about it.
Right.
No, I don't.
Now, why did you leave Murray Body Plant in 1945?
Well, for one thing, I was going to get married.
Okay.
So I left there before that time, and I went to work for the telephone company.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was making hot fudge sundaes instead.
Now, what about your money? Did you buy any war bonds, or did you just save your money?
I don't think I bought them, but I might have saved, you know, some. I can't remember what happened then. I never had that much.
All right. Well, that's good, but we know you saved $500 for your wedding reception, so that's good.
Yeah, I put some money away.
Did you have much of a social life during this time when so many men were gone and in the service?
Not really. I didn't, 'cause we worked long hours, and I had a big family. I had sisters, and so we'd have time to sit on our front porch swing and just talk about the things that was going on during the day.
It sounds like a nice day, a day of hard work, nice people,
Yep.
nice chatter, and then come home and sit on that swinging porch with your sisters
Yeah,
and
very
just
nice.
catch up with each other.
Really, you don't forget that. And then, of course, they got jobs that you know, it was important to once they got into it also. They're older than me. So.
Did they have war-related jobs, or are they just jobs, normal jobs that people took?
Well, I know one of the older ones, they, I guess they taught her how to put upholstery in cars.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know how that was, but
All right.
maybe just making up the materials to put in. I don't know whether she actually put it in.
Okay.
But
So, an industrial job somebody had. Now, what about your husband? What was his name, and how did you meet him?
well, I was babysitting not too far from where he lived. I didn't know him at all, but I took the little couple kids that I was babysitting. I wanted to get them out and just do some walking, so we just went down to the next street there, just a short street. So I treated them to some candy, and they were as good as gold. You wouldn't believe it. Not a speck of trouble with them. They listened, and you know, when they got to bed early, like they were supposed to. I think they must have been promised a thing at the White House or something. I don't know, but no, they were nice children. I was glad to.
And so, how did you meet your husband with these nice children? You were babysitting, and
I was babysitting, and I took these kids to the next block where they had a little store, and I got them some candy, you know, and there the couple of the boys were out there that live on there. They just happened to be talking, and of course they don't waste their time talking. They want to come over and say hello or something, and I guess maybe they just, you know.
good. So you just met him on the street, and he was a friend and a nice person.
Yeah, and then we didn't stay just long enough for that, you know,
Yeah.
because I thought, well, with my mother-in-law and father-in-law. At the time we weren't, but they lived just a few doors away from there, well, not too far from where I was working.
Good.
But so I just, try to get information from them, and they were. I can't complain about anything. Those two kids were like angels. You know? We were all together in this one room, and because that's what they wanted me to do. They had to work nights at Ori Bakery.
Okay.
And so
the parents worked at the bakery, and you were taking care of these kids.
And I worked
and then you met your
Friday
husband.
and Saturday and Sunday.
Now, what was your husband's name? What was his name?
My husband? Frank Rudizki.
Frank Rudizki. And was he in the Army or
Yes,
any?
he was.
He was.
Yes.
And what was his job during the war? Was he a soldier, or did he do something else?
I don't think so. I think just a soldier, I imagine. I can't remember him doing anything in particular.
Do you remember where he was stationed? Was he in Michigan or other states?
Well, I know that one time, the last place he was in California.
Okay.
But it didn't stay long. It was after things changed in one, so he had to leave. But, it seemed like everything was working out fine,
Mm-hmm.
The kids were good. I think they must be promised to go down to Disney World or something.
All right, so you and Frank then were married in 1945, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you remember about your wedding?
Well, it was nice. I liked to have, the family was nice. They were very cooperative. They all tried to do what they could, and
Right.
And but it was we didn't go through any length for that area because it was during the war.
Right, and Frank was home on furlough from
That's right.
California.
That's right, yeah.
Did you go to California with him, or did you stay in
No,
Michigan?
I stayed here.
You stayed in Michigan at that point, okay. And we know that you helped pay for the reception, so that's great.
Yes.
Now, what about children? Did you have some children?
I had 6.
Okay, do you know their names?
Yeah, Diane, Dorothy, Marie, Polly, Joe, and Mike.
Well, good, good. Sounds like you were busy too then after you got married,
Oh, yeah.
raising these kids.
And I wasn't going anywhere. I'm staying right there.
Well, that's good. Now, how do you think the war years of World War II, how did World War II affect your life?
Well,
Do you think it was good or bad? Did it help you? Did it change your plans? Do you think it did anything?
I don't think so. I think you just learn to take what was there and try to make the best of it. And that's what I did. And hopefully that, but I think it worked out for me.
It did work out for you. Were you aware of how important your job was during these years of working on a B-17? Were you aware that this was really important to the war?
Well, I imagined it had to be important, but they didn't emphasize it. They didn't go into it that much.
It was just a job.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, were your memories of Murray Body Plant good or bad ones? Do you feel that it was a good job and a good time of your life?
I think so, because everything was done accordingly, and things got done, and I think it was good.
Is your whole family, are they all aware of the fact that you were an original Rosie the Riveter? Have you talked about this in your family?
You mean just recently?
Yeah, your family now,
Well,
or
they
even.
they know about that.
How about your sisters? Were they aware that you were working in a war-related
yes.
industry
Oh,
then?
yeah, because they were working, well, I don't know if you, well, that one was putting in upholstery in the cars.
Right.
She had that just different job.
So you were able to talk about your jobs. You weren't keeping it totally secret.
No. I don't know if they wanted everybody to know, of course.
Right.
So, but we didn't. We had nice ladies that was there, and if I didn't see them at the door when they come in, I didn't see them at all.
Right.
They had their little special place, and that's where they were, and that's where I was.
Okay, you just did your job and then
Yeah,
went home.
yeah,
Now, since you've, let's see, you are part of the Willow Run Rosies, and can you tell us about your experience on the 2015 honor flight to Washington, D.C.? What you thought or what you remember about that wonderful trip?
Well, it was nice. It was a nice time. It had good weather, and so we were able to go around, look at the cemetery. which I
Arlington,
never- yes,
Arlington
yeah,
National.
and places that we didn't ever saw before.
Mm-hmm.
And it was nice. I mean, it wasn't overdone. We had a bus taking us from one place to the other, wherever, and it worked out nice. I'm glad I was there.
I'm glad you were there too. It was the first ever Rosie the Riveter honor flight, and you got to go to Washington, D.C. to see the World War II monuments and Arlington National Cemetery.
I tried to behave.
Well, I'm sure you behaved. I'm sure. What was the reaction of the people when you went through the airport or along the sidewalks? Did the crowds acknowledge you, or?
Well, actually, on the way back, they were all out there in the airport.
Clapping and cheering?
Yeah, they were cute.
Good for them. Now, and you also were part of the 2017 world record for the Guinness Book of Records, right?
Oh,
I think you
think
came
so.
and you were all dressed up and part of the world record.
Maybe my daughter would know.
Well, no, we know that you were part of this record at that point. Is there anything else you'd like to add about working at Murray Body Plant during World War II that we didn't talk about?
Well, I actually didn't have much time to talk. We just talked on, once we got in, we just did our work, and there was no hold up, and we didn't have to get together for any meeting or anything. That was it until the next day.
Just went in and did your job, and that was
That's it.
And the next day, you had a new wing to work on. Good for you. Well, Wanda, thank you for sharing your story with us. Thank you for giving your strength and your patriotic energy to America in the 1940s, and for doing your part to help win the war. You have made a difference in this world, and you are truly a heroine. The tribute Rosies from the Yankee Air Museum at the historic Willow Run Bomber Plant are honored to send your story to the Library of Congress in Washington, D.C. Thank you for being part of the Rosie the Riveter movement.
Thank you. Thank you very much.